Hello, I'm Jessica Kozar of Boardman High School TV, along with my co-host, attorney Mark Huberman, and we are pleased to bring you another edition of Boardman Biography, a BSTN program devoted to profiling educators and community members who have made significant contributions to the Boardman schools and the Boardman community.
Our guest for this edition of Boardman Biography is a community leader who, while not born and raised in Boardman, is as true blue or maroon a Boardmanite as anyone I know. I can't think of a project that has benefited the Boardman schools or Boardman Township that he's not played a leading role in, and it is only fitting that he was recently named Citizen of the Year by the Boardman Civic Association. Speaking of none other than Dick Dowell. Dick, welcome to Boardman Biography.
Thank you, Mark. Jessica?
Before getting into your community service to Boardman, let's talk about your background.
Okay.
Attorney Huberman tells me that you were not from Boardman and in fact did not move to Boardman until 1979. Where did you grow up?
I was born, raised, and educated in Columbus.
What did your parents do?
My father worked for Lazarus, which is now Macy's, in the department store, and my mother worked as a secretary for a construction company, believe it or not.
What school did you attend?
My high school was Bishop Reedy High School.
You're a parochial guy.
I am a parochial guy.
I see.
I was a parochial guy.
I see.
Were you involved in any activities there?
In school, sports, and
You're
I
a
was
pretty tall
also,
guy. Did you play basketball?
No, I wasn't that tall. And I was also in theater.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. What kind of theater?
Music Man. I was in Music Man and something else, which I can't remember because that was 45 years ago.
Who did you play?
Charlie Cowell, the traveler.
Charlie Cowell, the anvil salesman.
Anvil salesman.
Yeah, you're a two-bit thimble rider.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
That was about 100 years ago.
My father played that role at the Playhouse.
Oh, is that right?
Absolutely. Got the goods on Harold Hill.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Do you have any siblings?
I have two brothers, one who's deceased, and I have an older brother who's still alive in Columbus.
About your marriage, where did you meet your wife, Joyce, and when did you get married?
We met at a Columbia Gas Company in Columbus. Her uncle was my boss. She's from Aliquippa. She was coming there to work for the summer.
So you're trying to court favor with the boss? Is that what you're doing?
No, he wasn't. No, it wasn't that kind of a relationship. But she was from Aliquippa, and she came to live with him for the summer, and that was a summer job for her, and we met there. And about a year later, we were married in 1971.
Well, congratulations. Your children, can you tell us about them?
We have 3 children. Nicole, who's a teacher here in Boardman. My son Michael, is in Cleveland, and then daughter Gina in D.C.
And where did you attend college?
I went to Franklin University in Columbus, to business school.
And what did you study in?
Business admin.
Business admin? Okay. And what brought you and Joyce to Boardman? And when did you get here?
What brought us here was a job transfer with the bank.
With you? For you?
For me.
Working for who?
It was Chemical Bank at the time. Being from Aliquippa, Joyce was, we thought, well, if we moved to Youngstown, it's kind of a little further away from my parents and a little closer to her parents. Nicole was 3, Michael was 2, and we thought if we're going to move, now's a good time to do it. So in '79, we moved here.
Did you know much about the Boardman schools at the time?
Not a clue.
So you just got here by accident?
Got here by accident. Actually, somebody in Columbus said, well, when you go there, live in Austintown, because Austintown's going to be the place to raise a family. And obviously we didn't. We moved to Boardman, so.
And did you move to where you are now and off Shields Road?
No. We lived over in the Cornersburg area initially.
Okay, but that was still Boardman schools?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you've been in banking from the time you got here?
Yes, 41 years. I retired about a year and a half ago.
And for whom did you work?
I worked for Chemical, for Society, and then Bank One Chase.
So are they all the same? Or
Well,
what?
actually-
Society
actually-
is key, right?
Right, Society is Key. I didn't work when it was Key. Chemical was actually purchased by Chase, so kind of the Bank One Chase Chemical was all, they changed names, I didn't move desk.
Right. So in 41 years, I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes in the banking world.
Yes.
What's your big overview of what's happened, the good, the bad?
Well, obviously 2008 and 2009 were crunch years for just about everybody. It was hard. I was on the commercial side, property values kind of decimated. So it was an interesting time.
And what was your role in the bank? What did you do in the
commercial lender, business loans.
I remember in the old days, my parents owned a health food store on Market Street
Right.
for many, many moons. And again, in the old days, when it was Dollar Bank, And there was Mr. Day, the banker. When they needed a loan, they would just go and they'd shake hands with the banker, and that's what you needed to do.
Those
That's
were
how it
the good
worked.
old days, yes.
That doesn't work that way
No,
anymore.
not anymore.
Especially after 2008.
Oh, especially after 2008. But when Daley was around, that was funny because if you knew that
You
customer,
knew Mr. Daley?
Oh yeah, and he was tough competition. He was hard to get a customer away from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
because
really
he was a good guy.
And Joyce, what was her employment?
She actually taught in Columbus schools, and then when we got here, she had about 6 or 7 years that she just kind of raised a family. Got back in chapter program at West Boulevard in maybe 86, 87, somewhere in that range, and then got full time at Glenwood.
Where did she go to school? Where did she go to
Edinburgh.
college? Edinburgh? Okay. And she has a bachelor's and master's?
Bachelor's.
And what did she teach?
In Columbus, I think she taught 7th grade, and then here she taught, elementary.
And elementary
Or,
and what? Middle school.
Middle school.
And what was her
Math.
math?
Math and science.
Okay. She help you help the kids with their homework, or they help-
More than I. I was in banking, but math was never my strong point.
Okay. And so how long did Joyce teach?
32 years.
32 years. That's not too shabby.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
Couldn't hit that 35 number.
Very good.
Your children all attended and graduated from Boardman schools. Can you tell us the activities that they were involved in?
Nicole, who graduated, I believe it was 93, was a majorette dance line
For the band.
for the band. Michael graduated in 95. He was in the band, played basketball. And Gina graduated in 2000, and she was a cheerleader, and then also did some plays,
She did a lot of plays.
a lot of plays.
She really did.
And also worked at BSTN,
There you go. Right here.
right here.
And what do they do? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What do they do now?
Nicole actually teaches at Glenwood. She's been there 10 or 11
And what does
years.
she teach?
6th grade. Michael works for Sherwin-Williams in Cleveland, and Gina works for LMI, which is a contractor for the government in D.C.
So all of these music and theater and all that, I know where the theater came from, because here we are.
No, not much.
No. And, but what about the music? Are you musical, or is your wife
Absolutely
musically
not.
inclined?
No.
So they got
Neither
this
one.
on their own?
I have no idea. My son is amazing. He can sit down at the piano and just kind of hear a song and play it. And it just shocks the heck out of me because I have no idea where he got that.
There you go. And do you sing? Can you
Not very well.
carry a tune?
I used to carry a tune, but I don't carry a tune anymore.
My father used to say he used to be a great singer, but he had to quit because of his throat. The audience threatened to cut it.
Never got that bad, I don't
So
think.
what prompted your involvement? I mean, you've been as active as anybody I know in the Boardman community, especially being from the outside. What brought you inside to the Boardman community?
Probably being from the outside. Really, when we got here, we didn't really know a soul. So the easiest thing to do was join something to get involved. It just seemed like a good thing to do. I had gotten Boardman Civic early on, probably 83 or so. I joined Civic, and I've been a member since. Boardman Rotary, I got in probably 88.
I can still see you flipping pancakes.
Still flip pancakes, absolutely, getting ready for that in March. But it just seemed like the right thing to do because I didn't really know anybody, didn't know, in the profession I was in, I needed to know people, So I thought, well, get involved and you'll meet people. And I got involved, and then pretty soon I got to meet some of the people at the school system, and liked that group, and got involved with a couple of the levies early on, and
Just a couple,
just a couple.
like everyone.
Well, a few.
Yeah,
Not as many as Mr. Lugabille, but a few.
there you go. So, where do you think that involvement comes from? From just, again, professionally wanting to do, just becoming involved, or have you always been kind of a public citizen sort of guy?
I really can't say I was always a public citizen kind of guy, because really in Columbus, I didn't really, I worked, we had 2 little kids. I really didn't do much outreach down there at all. It really wasn't until I got here. I say I'm from Columbus, but I really believe my roots are in Boardman.
You a Buckeye fan? Being from
I am a
Columbus?
Buckeye fan.
There you go.
That was
And
we don't talk about
everybody
football right
here,
now.
especially with your wife being from PA, are you a Browns or a Steelers person?
Browns.
There you go, true blue. There you go. It's tough to be a Browns fan.
It's tough to
Tough to
be-
be Cleveland anything,
I know, but
but not for Ohio State. That's
before I die, they'll win.
Before-
I hope.
on any given Sunday. Of all these kind of projects you've been involved in, with building of this Performing Arts Center and the levies. Is there one that sticks out at you that you really found a lot of satisfaction from?
Probably this.
Yeah.
You know,
Building this auditorium?
this
Performing
auditorium
Arts Center?
was amazing. You know, recently, a couple years ago, we did the new sound system update. You know, this is just a beautiful facility, and it serves a great purpose.
Have you been in to hear the new sound system? Have you seen
yeah.
the concert? Did you see Phantom that was here?
Not yet, no, or did not. But I'll be here Sunday for my granddaughter's dance recital.
We finally have the sound perfect.
Perfect.
It's pretty remarkable. Yeah, we're really pretty proud. So,
Now that you and your wife have both retired, what are the hobbies that you pursue?
Well, we watch a 2-year-old granddaughter during the week, and a dog, a puppy, that we get to day sit. I play golf in the summertime. You know, pets around the yard. This time of year it's a little tough.
Yeah.
you guys travel?
We do, not significantly. You know, we'll take a family vacation in the summertime, but you know.
Where are the Dowell's roots come from? Are you European? Are you Italian? Are you Irish?
Joyce is Italian. I'm English. My kids always say, you know, when your mother's Italian, it really doesn't matter what your father is. So they're Italian.
So have you gone?
I have about that much Italian in me. So
Have you gone to Italy? Have you gone to England or anything for a trip?
I was actually in the Air Force for 26 years.
Wow.
So
Really?
and retired from that, but I actually got to go a lot of places, and Italy was one of the places I did get to go, and we're planning a trip to go back.
You and Joyce?
Yeah.
Has she been abroad?
She has not.
Oh, so here's the opportunity to
Yeah.
show her the world.
Well, at least that part of it.
I got you. So as you look at out at Boardman, I mean, you've been here, you know, during some interesting years. How do you look at the future of Boardman now?
Well, I think we'll talk, you know, township-wise. Obviously, the trustees we have now have been in place and doing a very good job. I think the air is better. I think the school system is in pretty good shape, leadership-wise. School board members, with a little bit of a change here recently, but I think both the township and the school system have good days ahead.
And the park?
Park, you know, being in Rotary, we're residents there, and the park is just a wonderfully amazing place. And people don't realize how many acres are back there in the trails and all the things there are to do there.
So being a transplant from Franklin County, you can really attest Boardman really is a nice place to call home?
It is. Honest to goodness, when I left Columbus, you could drive around 270, which is the outer belt, and not see a thing. And now it's like I don't even know my way around down there anymore.
Right. And Boardman, Boardman by what, 79 you came here? Mm-hmm. Boardman was already pretty developed by 79.
Mm-hmm. Not to the extent it is now, but still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had them all.
Had them all.
We had them all. There you go.
But like the shops and different places are obviously newer.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Dowell, we're about at the end of this edition of Boardman Biography, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your many years of service to the Boardman community and your strong support of the Boardman schools.
Dick, we've worked on a lot of great projects and a lot of great projects together. They've all been fun, and nearly all of them have been successful.
Nearly all.
It's a great thing. You're truly my kind of guy. It's been a privilege working with you for the betterment of the Boardman schools, and I'll also have a special soft spot for the Dowells because of your youngest daughter, Gina, who shares my love and your love, apparently, for the stage, and who actually got to share the spotlight during our Celebrate the Arts thing, our little
Which was
moment in the
really
sun
nice.
with Guys and Dolls. You have a great family. You've done great things for the Boardman schools and the Boardman community, and thanks for all that you and Joyce, who unfortunately didn't have a voice today to be with us tonight, but done, and thanks for taking the time to be with us. Chick, thank
Well,
you.
I'm only 63, so hopefully there's more things to do.
There you go. I got you.
We hope you have once again enjoyed this edition of Boardman Biography. If you have great Boardmanites in mind that you would like to see profiled, please feel free to write or email us your suggestions and we will try to line them up. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in and thanks for your continued support of the Boardman Schools Television Network.